Hey guys, and welcome back to another unhandy episode of DIY and construction fails. Today, we line up some of the worst DIY home improvement fails, but not only just that, but we capture construction work going wrong. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now this first clip, we have the worst electrician known to man. After being told to install 4-inch recessed lights, the damn hack made holes pretty much everywhere on the ceiling. And now they gotta get the drywall guy out here to patch it all. Now the carpenters did the plumbers dirty after using a bunch of 2x4 to secure a load. But now the plumbers are thinking about how you would even be able to go through all of that. But luckily they were all able to figure it out.
Look, this is what I'm talking about when we get quality work. The neighbor here had electrical work done. How the fuck you gonna leave a pipe like that, bro? Like, fuck. That shit looks ugly.
Yeah, it's pouring out. We gotta get this thing shut off. Everything fell apart.
So this landlord had just evicted one of his tenants who had refused to pay months worth of rent. And when a winter freeze came through their final night, they decided not to notify the landlord, which resulted in this catastrophic pipe burst in the attic, flooding the entire house. And now the landlord has no idea how he's even going to cover all of this. Now here, we have another crazy catastrophe construction fail, but luckily, nobody was actually injured from this. But on November 29th, 2023, a shoring wall collapse had happened at a construction site at Foster Avenue in Canada. It was seemingly satisfying seeing this thing actually collapse. Now this next contractor had just gotten completely burnt from this concrete job he ended up doing for the city. Now as they finished pouring and forming the concrete, as it was still wet, a monsoon rainstorm had just come in and swooped away at the new construction.
Hello. Wala ka, no.
Now this landlord had rented out a home to one of his tenants, but then after a few months of missed payments, the tenants went ghost on the landlord. And when he arrived at his rental, he just realised that the tenants had just left the property, but left a surprise for the landlord. And that was a disconnect toilet supply line spewing water all over the place.
Never thought I'd enjoy working with a mentally handicapped coworker until I met you.
Come on.
This guy was painting a second-story wall, and unfortunately, he had a huge tub of paint spill all over the client's new floor. And now the painter is desperately trying to clean it up, but the flooring won't budge.
He's not doing nothing.
This guy had just freshly renovated this house he bought, but he goes down to the basement just to find that the water main had actually burst, and now water is as high as his knees. All painters were different, but this video speaks all the same. This painter had just came back from the hardware store and left his trunk open on accident, which resulted in the paint falling from the car.
¿Qué putas le pasó, viejo? Coma, mierda, hoy sí ya la cagamos, viejo. Hoy sí los corrieron a la verga, viejo. Los corrieron a usted y a mí también.
This is why everybody who paints the interior of their home should always do a prime coat, because if you don't, your whole entire house will begin to peel like loose skin on your hand. Now this guy had just came across one of the biggest holes in the hallway, so he decided to use his art cutting skills to maneuver around it. And it turns out to be one of the cleanest cuts drywallers can't even comprehend. Now this guy was contracted for this tile work by the owner of the home, but now it looks like the guy just got burnt by his terrible work and craftsmanship. But what do you rate this tile setup? This home inspector had done an inspection for one of his clients and found a wall the homeowner had framed himself, so he placed his laser and the work showed for itself. Looks like these guys are a lot better off tearing the darn thing rather than building and framing it out.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that, Private Pie?
So some knucklehead thought it was a great idea to bring a crescent wrench to school and undo the toilet water supply. And now the school has to evacuate because the plumber hasn't shown up.
You got it.
This guy had cut up his very first door to fit and use. But can you tell me what exactly went wrong?
See how it looks? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Now this homeowner had a plumber snake his house, but he messed up extremely bad when trying to snake from the vent pipe on the roof. If you're gonna DIY inside of your home, consider learning a second-hand lesson from these guys who decided to self-level their entire home. It didn't go as they planned, and now they have to spend their entire weekend tearing out self-leveling gone wrong. So this homeowner had been cleaning her floor with the wrong cleaning supplies for the last 10 years. And now a professional tile cleaner got a hold of the job, and you can clearly see how noticeably clean the floor gets after the work is done.
What the fuck? The plumber ran his water line straight through this guy's outlet box. Either the electrician pissed him off or put the box in the wrong spot and he wasn't happy. I can't make this shit up. This is insane. Right through this fucking box.
Just when you thought homeowners couldn't have come up with any more outrageous ideas, these two decided it would be a great idea to attach a hammer and a nail on 2 house brooms so they can put up a picture frame. Now, this lady had hired a fishy fake general contractor for a full kitchen remodel in her house. She had already ended up forking out the money beforehand so the contractor can get all the material. But at the end, she questions the general contractor about the plumbing in her house, which the general contractor refused to do work after they felt she couldn't trust them.
Me and said they would not be returning since I obviously didn't trust their work.
This guy had walked into one of the homes he owns after a plumbing company had sent over one of their technicians to take care of an angle stop valve in the bathroom. But apparently the valve had been shot out by the pressure because it was improperly installed. And now it looks like somebody's getting fired. This guy doesn't have the proper tools for the job, but only just because he can't afford it. But it seems like he has a good technique with his hands. Now the real question is, would you even hire him to do tile work in your house?
You good, dude?
Thank you guys for watching another episode of DIY and Construction Fails. If you truly enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and check out the rest of our videos.